Hey guys, welcome back to the Brookshire Homestead. Today we're going to be showing you how to make a hoop house. All right, so this is the bed that we're going to be going and doing. It's the exact same size as the one that you've seen in the intro video. It's a 4-foot by 6-foot bed. And as you can tell, it's just a normal bed that we've had here for, man, I think this bed's like 4 years old now. It's done some good stuff. And the reason why we're doing the hoop house, as you hear, and I just wanted to tag this in there, this is not our idea. We actually got this from James Pigioni. So if you want to watch his videos, he's really good. We get a lot of stuff from him. But this is just our way and take on it as well. So this is a 4x6 bed. And what I did was I just pretty much, again, old lumber that I scrapped. And you're going to want to put a surface mounted lumber on here. That way you have something to mount it to. I got 4 of these boards. I'm going to show you how to do it. So you're going to put one across here, and then you're going to put 4-footers across the side to make an area where the bed is going to, an area where the frame is going to sit on. So basically I'm doing a pre-frame around the bed. So that's what I'm going to do right now. All right, now I'm going to jump over to the other side, put the other one on, and then I'm going to put my the other end caps that I have here, pretty much just like that. And once I get that, I'll be right back and I'll show you the finished product. All right, so as you can tell, I got my boards all the way around it now. And like I said, these were just boards that were given to us by a friend that I used. I pretty much scabbed them in half, which cut them in half to make it work. So that's why they don't look like perfect 2x4s or 2x6s or whatever, because again, homesteading is all about living on a budget and trying to do it the best you can, use what you can. So one thing I figured out is it may not look the most prettiest, it may not be the most extravagant looking thing, but you know what, if you can make it work with what you got, do it. Save that money, use it for other things, and you'll be surprised how much you can make that money stretch on using old wood, old things like that. After all, it's a garden. You're growing things. You're not trying to make it on Better Homes and Gardens or whatever that magazine is. So that was a little tip from my wife, by the way. She tries to tell me that all the time. So again, what I'm going to do is now I'm going to build the actual frame on top of this. So the exact same measurement, 6 foot, 4 foot, 6 foot. Do it the exact same way, kind of like you build a door frame. Build it, screw it together, and we'll do that real quick, and I'll kind of show you how I do it. So on a little side note, if you're already growing in your bed like we are, you will have to come and prune the stuff on the edges. This beautiful oregano that's here was overgrowing, overflowing out of the bed, and so were some of these other plants. So it's always good to come and prune it, because like I said, the hoop is going to be right across it. So you don't want anything outside the bed protruding outside, otherwise you're going to end up crushing it, damaging it in any way. So it's best just to come, prune it back before you do this, make it look nice and square, and then be able to build your hoop on top. Another thing I'll let you know is, if you know a better way to do this, by all means, do it how you know how. This is just how I know how to do it. This is the way that I know best, and with what I have, I'm making it work without having to go out and buy another tool or buy more things. So I mean, I've seen people pre-drill the holes where I'm screwing now so you don't split your wood. So, I mean, if you have the drill bits to pre-drill, do that because it's so much easier and it'll stop you from being afraid of splitting the wood, and you can get a tighter bind right here in the corners. So just a little tip for that if you do have them. All right, so once you get all of that done, it's together, it's a frame. You know, one reason why I build it on top like this is so I know I get my measurements properly. If you have the right measurements, you can build it off of the bed and then put it on it, but I feel like that's too much of a hassle. I'd rather do it this way. That way I know my measurements are correct, everything fits within the square that I need it. For the hinges, I just use these like 2.5-inch hinges that I got from Home Depot. I got them probably a year ago, so I have no idea how much they are. I bought extra whenever I was building the rabbit hutches that we have, so I just kept them in my shed, and now I'm using them. That's why I always say it's okay to buy extra, because especially in a homestead situation, you'll probably find a place to use them. So I use 2 hinges. I'm just going to put one on this side and one on that side. So I just put the last hinge on, and I'm going to just open and close it just to make sure it works properly. You always want to test it as you work through it. So that's kind of what I do. Yep, see, works good. Again, you got to make sure it doesn't clamp down on any of your plants. If you got any plants that's close to the border, you may have to try to transplant them if they're small enough and young enough. If not, then you're just going to have to be very careful opening and closing it. Okay, so what I use for the hoop portion is 3/4 PVC. These are what you call caps, 3/4 PVC caps. I'm just going to put these here along the edge, and I'm just going to I use drywall screws. They're probably not the best screws to use. You probably want to try to get some like small wood screws, like 1.25 to 1 inch wood screws. That way they don't rust or break out on you. But again, these are what I had. I didn't want to have to buy a thing of them, so I'm just going to use what I got. Basically what you do is you just screw right here in the middle, put a screw right through it to the wood, and that's how you secure these. So I'm going to do 3 on this side and 3 on the other side, and you're going to want to try to line them up so that way the hoop goes up and over and attaches as straight as possible. So the reason I do it where it's at is because whenever the plastic comes here, I'll show you later, but whenever the plastic comes here, you're going to put another board on this side. So you don't want the cap over too far to where you can't sandwich the plastic in between the wood. So now that I got my two end caps, I'm just going to measure. Got a broken tape measure. Need to buy a new one. I'm just going to measure between the two. Get my center, just so that way you could get yours right in the middle of the two. So I'm at like 66.5, so it's going to be 33.25. So 33.25. So just put it right there in the middle. So now I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. And then I'm going to show you how I get the length for the PVC going over it. I'm so sorry. So again, same thing. You know, you would think it'd be the same measurement, but you never know sometimes. See, I'm actually a little off. I'm at 66, so I'm about 1/2 inch off, but it's okay. It ain't going to kill me. Like I said, I'm not going for it to be exact. I just want it to be functional. I'm going to go 33 on this one. So now that you got this, basically what you do is you measure from point to point, or from cap to cap this way, just like this. So mine is we'll say 49. It's like 49 and a quarter, but we'll just go 49. You divide that by half. So you take your 49, you divide it by half, or whatever length you have, divide it by half, and then multiply it by pi, 3.14. And then that's the length that you're going to cut the PVC to go over it. So that's what I'm going to do. Got to multiply it. I can't do it in my head, but I'm going to do that, and I'm going to cut the pieces where I need, and we're going to be right back at you. All right, so with my math and everything, it came out to be right about 6 foot. So that's what I cut these. This is the hard part and kind of the worrisome part. Bending this can be sometimes worrisome because it's very stout. But what I want to do is put these in here like this, get them standing up. And then I have these 1 by 3/4 tees because I'm going to put supports across it as well, like I did on the other one. So you're just going to want to go ahead and put these on here. You put 3 on each end. You don't have to worry about in the middle because you'll see. And 3. Just like that. And now I'm going to bend these over. Like I said, it takes a little bit to do. It may be a little scary. I hope this doesn't snap on me. The other ones didn't, so we'll see if these do. All right, so see, it's a little difficult to do, but you know what? At least you know it's going to be in there and stay. And that's another reason why I say the wood screws might be better, because you might get better anchorage on the ends with the caps in there. But the other one's still standing that I built a few hours ago. So I'm going to continue to bend the other 3, and I'm going to show you what these are for. All right, so now that I got my hoops in place, like I said, these T pieces, I'm now going to cut a PVC piece to go across the middle and the 2 sides. So they should all be the same length. So what you want to do is just measure from the face of this T to the face of the other T across. So I'm going to do that. So it's going to be 65 inches for me. And the reason why is because my PVC is pulled out a little bit this way. So I'm going to cut a little short so I can maybe pull it in, make it a little more even on the sides. So I'm going to cut 3 pieces at 65 inches. It happened. All right, so I'm just going to, like I said, put this together here. And the reason why I say don't worry about the one in the middle, because you see, it just supports on that. So that's all you want to do is here, do like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other 2 on the sides real quick, and then I'll show you what I do to keep these in place. All right, so what I'm going to do is the same screws I used for the caps, I'm going to use here. I'm just going to screw through the T and into the pipe to hold the ends in place. And for the middle ones, you just want it kind of in the middle somewhere. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't want it way down here though. The reason why this is so when the plastic drapes, it doesn't sag in the middle. It creates it or keeps it nice and tight. That's what these are here. Okay, so for the middle, I do something a little different. I use electrical tape, and I just tape it through here. You know, just do a little cross tape on it. So you just do a little cross tape action on it. Wrap it around. Make sure it's nice and secure. And like that. And boom, see? Takes apart that sag out of there. And now I'm going to do the plastic drape on it. This is called 6 mil greenhouse plastic. I think this was like $45 on Amazon. It's like 28 feet wide by 48 feet long or something like that. So it's relatively cheap. But I'm just going to drape it over. You're going to leave enough access on each side so you can cut it and be able to make it fit. Like I said, you want to leave extra on each side because it's better to have extra than be like, oh no, I cut it too short and have to cut a whole new sheet. So I'm just going to cut a little access here, a little excess than what I need. Just like that. Oh, look at that, got some left over. New project coming soon. I can see it now. Here, these boards again are 6 feet long, and then I cut 4 foot for the sides. And what you want to do is you want this plastic as tight as possible through here. No crimps, no nothing underneath it. That way, whenever you do the other side, you can pull it nice and tight. So this is a little bit of an annoying work, but if you do it right, it's going to pay off. Again, use what you got if you can. If you want to go buy different wood, by all means, because this right here is not the best wood to use for outside stuff, but hey, I'm not complaining and my wife's not complaining, so. Now the ends, they're the annoying part, because you see it has a lot of excess here. So you kind of got to pick your battle with it and go with where you can and kind of just get it in there and just pull it as you go type of thing. So again, you press it as good as you can. I mean, if it's a little loose through here, you can work it as you go like that. But, you know, it's all about getting it started, getting your first screw in there, and then going from there. So another thing you can use to get this thing a little bit tighter, see how it's kind of loose still? I mean, the ends I think are going to still be loose, but it's here that you're more worried about it being tight. Like I said, the end, you know, it is what it is. On that, I'm not too worried about it. But you can buy these. They're greenhouse clips. These like 1-inch ones. And you can put it right over the pipe here. That way you can try to, you know, push down here. You just snap it on there if you can. They're kind of hard to get. Like that. The pipe's too big. Yep. I don't think I bought the right size, but you know what? I think you can get a size bigger. I think this is 1 inch. Oh no, 1/2 inch. So that's why you need 3/4 inch to go over 3/4. But you know what? I make it work. It makes it nice and tight. And then when I pull that other side, it'll tighten the rest up. So once you get it all tight, you know, the way you want it, and everything looks good, then you come through and you just cut the excess of this plastic off of here. You know, you can probably use a utility knife or whatever knife you got. My wife says we're scissors like normal people. Well, there you go, guys. This is the end of our video. That's perfect instructions on how to do a hoop house. It's effective for us because we had the wood laying around. But I would say for both of these, by the time I bought the plastic, the PVC and stuff, it was probably roughly about $200 for both of them. The one that you've seen in the beginning of the video and this one here. So if you got any questions about what I used, the products and stuff, please leave a comment down low and I'll let you know. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it helped. We'll show you more videos of what it does during the winter. God bless you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our videos. We'd really appreciate it. God bless, and you have a good day.